Hey, Darien, it's David Hood. Hope you're doing all right, man.
Yeah, I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, listen, quick question for you. Just and if you've already hit this earlier this year, I apologize. But with the rule coming out that you guys can come back next year, it doesn't count against the 85. You've become a team leader, kind of found your niche. Have you decided what your plans are going to be?
Yeah, I'm actually I have decided, and I'm probably going to put some out soon. I don't know if this is like my time to announce it or like maybe the next time we talk. But yeah, like I think just like I guess the broad overview that I feel like it'll be known what I'm doing soon is I think it's an incredible opportunity for some people. And like if you had a pie chart of the guys on our team, the senior group, it only applies to scholarship players, as I've been informed. So luckily, I'm still on scholarship, so it applies to me and a couple other of my friends that walked on to earn scholarships. And so I would say there's a fourth of the guys who are ready to go to the league, and like guys, no-brainer guys who are considered seniors on our team that if they came back, I would tell them they were idiots, like Trevor, Travis, guys like Amari. And then I would say there's a couple of guys who just want to move on. Like that's in every profession or capacity. Like guys are just like, you know what, I'm gonna go hang up the cleats, ready to go on, live life. And I would say it's some guys probably like me, and like you're kind of alluding to, that maybe like, man, you had a great experience, great time. Not really in a rush to go do anything per se. Could use a little, maybe a late bloomer. Maybe some guys are leaving that have been playing in front of you for a while. And then it's like there's a lot of opportunities. Like guys can come back and get their masters. You could be a part of NIL for the first class and make some money as college athletes, hopefully. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. I think it's almost like it's a huge blessing. And like nobody saw it coming, but it's one of those things where like kind of gotta redirect probably the plans you had, because now this is a good opportunity for some of us.
Hey, Darren, it's Trevor Gross from CUTuggers.com. Not knowing what you are going to do in the future, how you'll still be honored on Saturday though with the seniors. How emotional do you think you'll be standing on the top of the hill for potentially the last time?
Um, I don't know if I'm supposed to just. I guess I feel like all. I don't want to say this. I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna do, and I guess to answer that, if I answer that question, it will kind of like say what I'm gonna do. And so I'm pretty set on my future plans as like the past couple weeks talking to
Right.
coach.
So you can duck that question if you want. Sorry to put you in a
Yeah,
spot.
no, it was a good question, but I feel like my answer will be soon, and I mean, you can judge by my emotions probably what is I'm alluding to, but I don't want to really say it until I officially say it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, great question though. Appreciate you.
Darien, let me ask another one then, if I may. You're one of the few guys on the roster, just a handful that were around in 2016, the last time that y'all lost in Death Valley against, ironically, Pittsburgh. Just what do you remember about that day?
I remember we scored a lot of points. We had a lot of yards, and James, Connor, and the boys got it done. And it was really weird. I remember it was senior night, and like it was just a eerie, weird feeling. We knew none of our dreams were in jeopardy, but at the same time, it was just not a way you want to go out. Like we kind of definitely like lost our focus for a little bit, and it just even obviously those guys kind of got the better end of the deal. They won national championships. Who cares if you go on senior night? But at the same time, it is one of those things where you would love to see the senior group go out with a bang. And I think like we got an incredible opportunity this year for the senior class to go out as like undefeated at home, which has never been done, I think, since like 1902 in Clemson history. So for the first senior class to go out undefeated. So I think we got an incredible opportunity. And ironically, it's the same team we lost to 4 years ago. The last team we lost to at home. So I think it's kind of sets up for a nice little story.
Hey, Darian, this is Grace Rayner with The Athletic. Trevor was just saying a minute ago that his favorite memory at Death Valley might have been that Syracuse game his freshman year when he got knocked out. Chase obviously took over. But I just wanted to ask you, as obviously his teammate and a really good friend of his, what your view of his best moment in Death Valley over his career would have been.
He didn't play in a lot of big games. trying to think. Last year. I got a couple that just came to my head. I think his freshman in the South Carolina game was a cool memory, just because freshman kid. And that was a year Carolina kind of gave us a little run for our money, but he went he had a day. And I remember particularly when he looked at the South Carolina fans after he threw a touchdown, and it was kind of in the heat of the game. We kind of looked at him, and Trevor usually never he always keeps his cool, but sometimes when he's really competitive and into the game, he might show he might let him know he's here. And I remember he threw a touchdown. He looked at their sideline and was let him know he was here. So I remember that was a cool memory. So I'd probably be, I don't know if that's his best game, but I remember that memory is one of those things where it's yeah, that's a dope memory. And then probably Miami game this year. It's probably the biggest game, I guess. Well, that Notre Dame, the biggest game he's played in this year. And just to see him go out and do his thing, because it was definitely a top 10 matchup, maybe top 5 at the time. And see him go out there as a senior and ball out.
Thank you.
Darien, hey, it's Chase Goodred with NFL.com. I just want to piggyback off of that question a little bit and take you back to the spring of 2018 when Trevor first came in.
I'm there.
Hunter Renfro told me later that summer that the whole team got a really quick sense that he was the future. Was it just a few practices where there was a buzz in the locker room that this guy is going to take it over?
Yeah, I just remember, obviously, a lot of us loved and supported Kelly Bryant, still a good friend of mine, good friend of a lot of people, who couldn't love Kelly Bryant. But it was one of those things, you obviously couldn't help but hear the buzz, big player, people saying Peyton Manning-esque, generational talent. And then, but at Clemson, it's one of those things you've seen guys like that come in, you just never know until you know, even a guy like Travis. Nobody thought Travis was going to be who Travis was, and he comes in and is who he is. And then other guys who come in with a lot of hype and maybe not have lived up to whatever people thought they were going to be. And that's fine. So you just never know. But with him, everybody was waiting to see. And then a couple practices in, you just kind of saw the savvy, just the prototype, just the calm, cool, collected, everything you feel you would want out of a quarterback. And so, yeah, I think it was a couple practice. But it was a play. I think it was a Christian and Clee that we were going O versus D. I think they had sacked him or something the play before. They were talking junk, and then he came by the next play and threw a bomb, and kind of told him yeah, I'm here. And I remember that was that was freshman camp, and that was pretty much when everybody was doing, all right, this is kind of we don't know how it's going to play out, but whenever he gets his shot, he's going to be obviously we know now who he is.
But you're saying spring practice isn't quite enough. You still
spring ball. That spring game, he threw. I remember he threw a bomb to T. That was on spring game. I think everybody started to realize he was the real deal.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Darien, it's David again. I want to piggyback off of that. I've heard that moment with Christian and Clee and Trevor was kind of helmet to helmet talking, trash talking, seeing what the freshman was all about. What stands out about those kinds of moments in camps where freshmen are being tested by these older guys? And what can you take away from that moment where Trevor responded?
Yeah, I think it's just and it's all out of love. And those guys, Christian and Clee, are obviously some of the best competitors we had come through here. And it really was just check his oil, see where he was mentally. And I think just every camp we have moments like that where the young guys get tested. You kind of see what they're made of. You see if they're ready for the moment. I think just from those moments, you kind of can see, you get a foreshadowing glimpse of, all right, this dude, he's ready as a young guy. And obviously we've seen how that played out that season. But that was a moment where you kind of realize, all right, this is a sign that, yeah, he's ready.
Any other questions for Darien?
Darien, I'll ask one. This is Trevor again. Since we're talking about old players in the past and moments, I want to take you back to the Boston College game when Travis Etienne was named MVP. He gave the leather helmet to DJ. That kind of reminded me of when Christian Wilkins, as a senior, took it upon himself to take Trevor to breakfast after he was named the starter. Just to kind of show him that the leaders and the veterans were behind him. Is that something that you look for as a leader, as another leader on the team yourself? Just moments like that to be able to pick up the younger guys?
Yeah, for sure. Just like you make a moment. Like it's like the moment of the moment. I think you always have opportunities like that as a leader. I think Coach Sweeney's done it. He does it all the time. Like Coach Elliott does it all the time. Like you have, as a leader, you obviously have the floor, the platform in certain moments, and you can like obviously pretty much make a moment for somebody else while it is technically your moment. I think that's what just you see, and I feel like our program has been about. It's hopefully like the older guys show the way, be the example, but in a way that's like we like y'all don't have to, you know what I'm saying, like carry our jock straps, but at the same time it's like we this is our moment as seniors, but hopefully like we show love and support for our young guys, and I think you see how it plays out over time. Is like our young guys feel loved, supported, they feel like we got their backs, and then like when young guys get opportunities like on the big stage, like you see how much of like they just are ready for it or they feel confident. And I feel like a lot of that comes from like older guys, like putting courage and confidence into those guys. I think moments like that, moments that people know about, there's it's like for every moment people know about, there's tens of moments that people will never hear about of just like moments like that. But I feel like that's what our culture has been about. It's like the older guys leading the way and bringing young guys along, not leaving them behind.
Hey, Darien, this is Mark from WIFF. I remember at the March for Change this summer, you said your goal was to leave Clemson better than you found it. When you look back on your career, whether that's this year or next year and all the accomplishments you guys have had on the field, are you most proud of what you guys have been able to do on the field or all the things that you in particular helped to lead and change over the course of the summer and the season?
Yeah, I feel like it's like, I feel like it's all like holistic for me. Like I feel like every season like of life is just like it's different, but hopefully like I think the same feeling I feel like I have for myself, or I feel like I give off to people during the season, same feeling I want to give people off in the off season, in that sense of just like I'll hopefully the couple of things that come to my mind, like hopefully people say like in my career or my time here, like for a prime example, like I was out all last week. And one of the things, like when you're out, you hopefully like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like enjoying my time at home. I was trying to make the most of it, but hopefully like guys know that I wasn't there. And just to come back, I came back a little bit on like Friday because I didn't travel with the team to get some of my heart tests done. And just to know like guys like, man, I missed you, bro. Like, and it was like all smiles. And just like to see like ultimately people won't remember everything you did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And for me, hopefully people look back, whether it was stuff during the season, and stuff during the off season, but like people say like they felt loved by me, that I was a light, like just like you just know it, like when somebody like is like a light, like they brighten up your day, brighten up the mood, they add value to the team. And then at the end of the day, like I was authentic. Hopefully people said that was like nobody was like Darien. And I feel like everybody has an opportunity as a person. Hopefully I embodied that. And I guess like moments, I think it's just like, yeah, the moments during the offseason were like top 5 moments of my career, like along with winning national championships and getting put on scholarship, like all those things. But hopefully, like holistically, like I love people. I was a light, and then I was Darien. Darien was unique.
Did you visualize this for yourself when you showed up to Clemson as a walk-on all those years ago, becoming one of the most well-respected leaders inside and outside the locker room?
Yes and no. Like I think you almost have to, like, just any time you don't like you never unintentionally end up somewhere. So yeah, I definitely like envisioned some of this, but then at the same time, like I didn't envision it would play out the way it did. Like I didn't really understand like necessarily how it was gonna manifest itself, like the steps. Like I just kind of trusted the steps that were put in front of me, because I didn't know I was gonna be with Jimmy Greenbeans on scout team. Like I didn't know anything. I just showed up here. I had a dream. I was eager. I was driven, and I had some faith. And I believed in like what this program said it was about, that it would give people opportunities if they work for it. And now to see, looking back, to see all the steps and opportunities that were put in front of me, and to know like I made some good decisions, yes, but at the same time, like God kind of orchestrated my steps, because like the belief in my heart has been like, it's been crazy. So yes, yeah, I saw it, but then I didn't know exactly how it was like the journey, how it was gonna like really shake itself out. And just to see how it's played itself out, man, I'm like, just grateful, thankful, and like really just people always say do it for their families and stuff like that. Yeah, I do. I think that is true, but man, I just feel like I did it for myself. Like I feel like I'm fulfilling like what I want to do, what I set out to be.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Darien, this is Todd in Spartanburg. I'm wondering how your view of COVID has changed through this season, and if you could share with us kind of what you've been through.
My mom works in a hospital, so any chance that I have to somewhat belittle it, she corrects me on the spot. So it definitely has we were all quarantined, and then coming back and having to pretty much to be a part of all the protocols and mitigations that we've had to do. I think I've definitely taken it as serious as it needs to be. I wouldn't say I'm just afraid of it, maybe because I'm younger. That's my bias as a young person. And then I got it. And then I think it just varies, man. I was blessed to get a super mild case of it. I've had guys obviously on this team who had worse cases than I have. Some guys have been super asymptomatic. I had a very mild case. I had a fever. And then I had some congestion, and I was really tired. I had a lot of fatigue. And so I think it's my view on COVID is the same. I think it is serious. I think we need to do our best to try to mitigate it and make it as minimal as possible. But at some point, it's also inevitable to a sense. Nobody's invincible to get it. I think you've seen that guys like Trevor. People how did Trevor get it? Well, Trevor is a human being. And how does, you know what I'm saying? How does the coach get it? He's a human being too. Anybody can get it, but you try to do your best and to not be susceptible to it. And so, and you just kind of roll with the punches. And then when you get it, you follow protocols. I was at home I did my 10 days. It didn't work out too bad. We had a bye week, and then I ended up not missing a game. So yeah, I was just blessed with my timeline, and obviously I didn't have any crazy symptoms.
Seems like you kept your appetite.
Oh, yes, I did. Shout out to our nutritional staff. They definitely looked out, and I had enough food, and I'm really big on saving money. So I definitely was able to save some money over my little quarantine, and I was not hurting for anything. So I appreciate everything for supporting us through that time. It just shows they really look out for their players, and I appreciate it.